and gentlemen, we have made it to Budapest. In fact, right now, we are right in the middle of Budapest, right in between the A and the P. Because back in the day, long before these bridges were built, there was one city on one side of the Danube called Buda, and right across the river was another city called Pest. So nowadays, they've grown together into a super city called Budapest, which is in fact the capital of Hungary, and it is our first time here, so we're very excited. Now, this place, this bridge, it's kind of nice because from here you can see most of the tourist attractions on both sides of the river. So it's a bit of foreshadowing for our journeys to come. Although we're going to keep moving because it's very windy over here. So let's go. Wow. The restoration job at this place is absolutely amazing. All the stonework, even all the sculptures, it's like perfectly done. I'm honestly sort of speechless. It looks so good. It really feels like going back in time. Not to mention the view is incredible. This place is, wow. Even for European old town standards, this place stands out. Wow, this is nice. And so this place is called the Fisherman's Bastion. Effectively, it's a section of castle that was patrolled by the Fisherman's Guild back in the 1700s. So you can imagine you're fishing all day, and at night you're guarding the fortress here, hoping that you don't see any enemy ships on the Danube. Kind of incredible. And I really love the stonework here. It feels like it's just all been restored last week. The work is impeccable, and I especially like the curved towers with the spiral staircases. Really fun to wander through. And I guess there are 7 towers to symbolize the 7 chieftains that founded Hungary. And by the way, the chieftains go by first name and father's name, just like Aragorn, son of Arathorn from Lord of the Rings. So effectively, I'm walking through real life Helm's Deep with my daughter, who looks like a little cutie pie today. So fantastic first place to start our trip here in Budapest, because history and people watching, my 2 favorite things, and people all around having a cigarette, admiring the view. It's fantastic. So let's keep going. Yeah, good bite. Jean's eating our cookie.
Yummy.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, she's looking right.
Aww.
Pretty tasty, huh? And so, we've decided to come here for a cold drink because this is a fantastic looking square here with St. Stephen's Church right there. Now, it's interesting that a few days ago, we were in Vienna. Do you remember Vienna? And they also have St. Stephen's Cathedral, but totally different St. Stephen. This St. Stephen here is the first king of Hungary, sometime around the year 1000, which is very exciting, especially for baby Jean. And so, beautiful square here, people all around, and I love the fact that right beside the beautiful church, you've got this building, which is, in my opinion, clearly communist building. Looks like simple and plain and just flat concrete. And so you have the incredible contrast of the communist era, communist occupation here in Hungary, as well as the church to St. Stephen, who was the first king. As it turns out, there are 9 people named Stephen who are sainted in Catholicism, which makes me feel connected to them, but every single one of them spells their name incorrectly. So, you know, what can I do? Anyway, the journey continues. After Jean cleans up her mess here.
Cheers.
Cheers. And so we've come to this bench right on the side of the road because it is directly in front of our accommodation. We stay in this old building right here, And I'm gonna guess it's an old communist building because it's got some unique features. For one, it's got a tremendously high ceiling and some very old wooden floors and a very simple layout. It's also got the most robust locking system I've ever seen. It's literally a metal bar from left to right that slides into some fortified brackets that are bolted right into the concrete. So I don't know who the builder was trying to keep out, but it feels like it's impenetrable when you're sleeping in there. And it's got an elevator in the lobby that is tiny and goes right up the center of the spiral staircase behind a cage, and it's filthy dirty. Now, I don't mean to say that as a criticism because I gotta say I love this building. I'm gonna guess it's an old communist building because we don't have any places like this in Canada. So on one hand, it feels very comfortable to us. It feels like home. We got a huge floor space for Jean to crawl, a full kitchen for Ivana to make dinner. But on the other hand, we are well aware we are in a different place, far from our home, because like I said, in Canada, we do not build things like this. So we originally booked this place for 3 nights, but we've already extended it for 3 more nights because it's such a nice place to stay. And I especially love the neighborhood here. The road is 6 lanes wide with a parallel parking spot, meaning it's about 8 lanes wide, and it is lined with what I perceive to be beautiful buildings. And so it's funny because, for instance, this morning at the Fisherman's Bastion was such a great place to see, but it's a tourist attraction, meaning it's crowded with tourists, and you don't necessarily learn a lot about how Hungarian people are actually living. But I find this neighborhood and our accommodation to be just as interesting as the Fisherman's Bastion because it feels like we are a fly on the wall in regular Hungarian life. It seems to be a normal, typical neighborhood, and there's always people coming and going. There's lots of cars, tons of people walking, and there's a 2-lane bike highway over here with lots of people cycling. So it's a tremendously good experience to stay here. It's sort of fun to be in Budapest because the tourist attractions are great, but also the neighborhoods you walk through just randomly are tremendously interesting. And so speaking of our neighborhood, I believe right across the road is a restaurant serving Langos, which is a food I've never tried, and it is distinctly Hungarian. So let's go eat some Langos for the first time right here in our own little neighborhood. And so I'm gonna put this in the category of how could this be bad? It's fried dough with cheese and sour cream. It's guaranteed to be good.
Right?
Fried dough and cheese, probably my 2 favorite things. I mean, so good. Now this is very traditional Hungarian, although obviously they've made some new variations because the menu has all different type of options, including one called Mexican style.
Yeah.
Now I went with the basic one, which is, like I said, cheese and sour cream. Ivana's got one called Hungarian, which is the same with bacon and onions.
Yes.
I mean, bacon and onions are my 2 favorite things. Like, come on, how could this be bad? I'm almost guaranteed that it's good.
Wow. Look at that.
I'm sort of surprised it's a meal, though. Almost like a snack, no? It is big, but it's just not so... I mean, it's almost like a dessert, you know?
Yeah. It looks like a pizza, actually. Like
The shape
Hungarian
and
pizza.
yeah, the shape and cheese.
I can hear the crunch of that dough.
The bottom is crispy.
Is it?
How could it be bad? It's so good. It's so good.
Is it?
I could eat this every day.
Every day, wow.
Every day, honestly. And the way the dough is like this, you can almost imagine it floating in the oil when they cook it, right? That's what it looks like, right?
I actually don't know if they fry it or if they put it in the oven.
I think it looks fried to me.
Right?
On the menu it says Hungarian fried dough.
Oh, okay.
The way it is, I mean, it's honestly, I gotta tell you, it's 5 stars.
Wow.
This is the kind of food similar to pizza. What I mean is, even when it's bad, it's probably still good. You know what I mean? The ingredients themselves are so delicious. Even if you did it poorly, it would still be yummy.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
And actually, the sour cream is a good touch. The little sour flavor in there goes perfectly. It's amazing. So Ivana, you go ahead and try yours. I'm sure yours is, I guess, probably even better. It's so good. 5-star food.
You can hear it. Crunch. You can hear the crunch, so good. So I guess this is a fork and knife kind of food, huh?
Yeah.
Can I eat it without my hand, you think? Like a pizza?
Baby Jean is gonna try, but I don't know if it's the right move.
Mm. Mm. The dough is so light and fluffy.
Yes, correct.
Mm. It's just so fluffy. Wow. Really good. I mean, the topping is great, but the bread, it's what makes it special.
Correct.
Like normally in pizza, I don't eat the crust, but here, oh, I love the crust, especially for Baby Jean.
Hey, Baby Jean eating some Langos crust. Check it out. Pretty good, right?
Yeah. Very good. 5 stars.
Absolutely right.
Wow. I love the dough. It's kind of like a mixture of donut and pizza,
Okay, sounds good.
I think. But it's very light and fluffy.
Yeah, good point. It's not as heavy as it looks. You look at it and you go, oh my gosh, that's like a gigantic donut. But it's a bit more light than that.
Yeah. It's light and fluffy, and it's not oily.
Not
Amazing.
oily. Not oily, agreed.
Yeah. Very good.
I think it still might be
I'm
a
a
guilty
fan.
pleasure, but it's not super guilty.
Yeah.
It's not like it's, you know, a donut.
I'm a fan.
Me too. All right, let's eat. Yeah, that a girl. That a girl. Get it, Jean. Get after it.
You like that garlic flavor, G?
Yeah, get it, girl. What's so interesting? Cheese is not melted. It's like sitting on top.
Right, yeah.
I gotta say, I like it.
So which flavor do you like better, Steve?
I mean, probably the bacon one is better.
The bacon
Because it's
one.
good bacon. But I'm glad I got that one first. It's the original, you know? Starting point.
Yeah, this is sour cream cheese, and Steve added garlic. And the garlic is so strong. I felt like
Awesome.
I can ward off the Draculas.
Perfect. Wow, check it out. They're dancing in the park here in Budapest. Oh, this is just great. That's great. Just as the sun is going down, they got some music playing and they're all dancing around. You've got various skill levels. Everybody's having a smile on their face. That was awesome. That was so cool to see. We're just walking along. That was cool. And so from people dancing in the park, which was pretty incredible to see, to a sign that says 440,000 Hungarian Jews were deported and ultimately died during World War II. So quite a big change of pace here. But it's because we've come to what is the largest synagogue in all of Europe. And it's so big, you stand here, you look straight up at it. It's almost disappearing behind the trees. So, quite sad, but you see a big tourist group over here. And I guess the Jewish community is still here in Hungary, or has come back since World War II. And that sign says that the date was up until 1944. So it's potentially even more than that until the end of the war.
Yes.
I knew that Hungary was on the Axis powers in World War II, commonly referred to as the bad guys, but I didn't realize the number was so staggering. I mean, we're talking nearly 500,000 people,
Right.
which is wild. And so it speaks to how many different things there are to do in Budapest for tourism, because vibrant people dancing and happy to, wow, one of the saddest signs you're going to stumble into walking around the streets of any city. So anyway, the journey continues. Let's go. Whoa, everybody, pause the vlog. I was walking down the street minding my own business and I saw this. Look at this. Langos burger. This is a Langos with duck burger, beef burger, lamb burger. Maybe that's the best one.
Oh my god. Kinda want it.
Me too, but I'm not hungry right now. Let's go for an adventure.
We need to try like authentic Hungarian food.
Like goulash.
Yes.
Also a good point.
Well, this looks so good.
Maybe we'll go for next adventure, and then we'll come back and we'll get one goulash, share it, get one Langos burger. Actually, this whole place is pretty interesting. I guess it's a bunch of different food trucks.
Yes, now the Jewish quarter is very lively today. A bunch of bars, restaurants, including this food truck area. Very
Yeah. This is where the young and trendy Hungarian people are getting some snacks and really dinner. Wow, pretty cool. All the bright colors. Not bad.
cool. Look at that, very quirky bar.
Evidently,
Right
it's a
here.
famous bar in the Jewish quarter.
Yeah,
You can see the outside looks like it's going to fall over. But I think it's part of the style.
yeah.
The inside is all like knickknacks and teapots and funky.
Should we go back here and party at night?
This place is groovy, man.
Yeah, it is. Still quiet, of course, because it's still like 6 p.m. But I would imagine at nighttime, after 10, this place will be bumping with people partying all night long. Whoa, this is so cool. Look at the garden. The beer garden. Very cool. Cool.
In fact, Ivana, one of my dreams in life is to own a really cool bar like that.
Oh, yeah?
But the thing is, I changed it because it's actually a terrible job. Everyone's drunk all the time. You gotta work till 2 in the morning. It's always dark and it's not good. You want to visit a place like that, not own it.
Right.
But maybe we'll go back later for a drink because it's got such a vibe in there. And evidently, the whole Jewish quarter has some style to it. This is one of the trendiest places. I think it's the trendiest place we've been.
Yeah.
Jewish quarter. Tell you what, Budapest is a good place to go for a walk. I haven't seen a car in 10 minutes.
That's
Great
right.
walking past over here.
I know.
People everywhere are enjoying.
Yes.
And somehow it's 7 p.m. and the sun is still bright.
Oh, yeah.
Days are long and the people are out. You can sing the song. Check this out. We are now in a place where you can buy beer. And right above our head is train tracks.
That's
I
right.
think if a train goes by, it's gonna be crazy loud. No one may be shaking. I don't know. But we're gonna buy beer and sit by the river, so pretty great. First time I bought a beer under a train. Although I think I scammed it.
Why?
It said 1200 on the menu. She rang it in as 1800. I go, isn't it 1200? She goes, no, menu's wrong. It's like, you know what? I think we got scammed royally. These people are bringing their own beers over here
I know, right? Oh, boy.
from the grocery store. I'm spending 1800.
Wow. Next time, we learn.
Next time you bring your own 6-pack and just have your own party.
Yeah.
What the
Right
heck?
by the river here.
So nice, right?
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Look at all the people down here. This is the best place to hang out. 7
Watching the sunset.
and 8 p.m. Head to the river, man. Look at this. Hey, check it out. Our boat's called Nimrod. Alright, so we decided to come on a boat cruise along the Danube River because both sides of us has a lot of the tourist attractions that we wanted to see in Budapest. So it feels like a good way to end our video. And to be more specific, we came on a pizza cruise. Because pizza and cruising, I think my two favorite things. Now, I'm gonna give it this pizza a solid
Wow.
2-star rating. I haven't tried it yet. It's not cut very well, and it's very oily. It's not bad. I might bump it up to 3 stars.
Oh.
But it's not special pizza in the end. No problem though, because our intention was to come at 8:30 p.m. cruise, so that the first half will be in the setting sun, and the second half the sun will be down and the lights will be on.
Right.
So I think we should get 2 versions of each building, which is exciting. So it comes with pizza and beer. Pizza is okay, and I'm sure the beer will be very good. No problem. We're trying to take a photo of Jean here. All she cares about is a pizza. She's got one thing on her mind, and it's pizza. Pizza by the Parliament, Jean. What could be better?
Wow, it really is grand.
Yeah, it looks like $1 million in the setting sun.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, Ivana?
It's hard to cut.
The guy who cut the pizza needs to sharpen that knife, man.
It's good pizza.
It's actually good, it's just not cut properly.
Wow. That building, the Parliament, is just so beautiful. I think it's probably the most beautiful building I've ever seen.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah. What's the most beautiful building you've ever seen?
I can't remember all the buildings I've seen. It does stand out though. The thing is, Gothic architecture is just chef's kiss. Ships are huge, no?
Yeah.
I think that's the cruise you can go on down the Danube.
Yeah, I think so.
These ones all seem to have the Hungarian flag.
Ah.
I think you could probably do it internationally.
Yeah.
That would be an epic trip to go from like Germany all the way to Ukraine or something.
Wow.
That would be cool, right? On a boat?
Bucket list.
Bucket list trip.
Danube River Cruise.
Looking for a sponsorship.
Yes, please. Sponsor us. And finally, we tried a famous goulash. Ooh. Goulash means cowboys, by the way.
Goulash means cowboys?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, must be cow meat. Let me try. Lots of meat. It looks very hearty.
Wait, goulash means cowboys?
Yes.
Wow, that should be my favorite food. Cowboys are the greatest football team on God's green earth.
And you can see it's so red. I think it's the famous paprika from Hungary.
Yes.
Ooh. Very good. It's not spicy, but it is rich in paprika flavor.
Now, what's interesting is just a few days ago we tried goulash in Vienna,
Right.
which looked totally different.
Like in Vienna, the goulash is more like a stew. Here it's more like a soup and more red. Look.
Yeah, dark red over here.
Yes. With potatoes and carrots. It's good. I mean, for me, 5-star soup.
Wow.
Mm.
Is it hot? Is the spoon hot?
Yeah, it's a spoon.
This
Here.
spoon's hot.
Put it in your hand.
There you go, Jean. Look at that.
Some goulash carrot.
Yummy carrot goulash.
Mmm. Mmm, yummy.
All right, now Ivana, be honest, and I already know your answer, but be honest. Better than Vienna?
Don't hate me, guys. I prefer the thick stew of the Viennese goulash. Oh, this is also good. The soupy version is, I know this is the traditional version, but I prefer the stew. I'm sorry.
When you had the Viennese one, your eyes lit up and you were like, wow, it tastes like rendang.
Exactly.
So I knew you were trying to be nice.
But
Fair
this is
enough.
still good.
Still good. I believe you. And so, last week we were in Austria. This week we were in Hungary. And right now, we're about to jump on a bus towards Romania. So the Eurotrip is well underway. And I think after Romania, we're going to fly to the UK. England, Scotland, maybe Wales. So my point is, stay tuned for more. And I gotta say, I enjoyed Hungary. We doubled the length of our expected stay. Budapest is a nice city. I think maybe one day we'll come back and do more in Hungary.
A lot more to do here.
There's a lot more to see, but Budapest was nice and affordable, and I enjoyed it. All right, thanks for watching.